Disney Plus Blockbusters, frozen as Korean star scandals spiral out of control. Imagine a streaming behemoth, once poised to conquer the hearts of Asia's digital nomads, now teetering on the edge because the private whispers of its golden idols have erupted into a deafening roar that no algorithm can silence. In the glittering yet unforgiving world of Korean entertainment, Disney Plus Korea entered 2025 with the swagger of a newcomer, ready to redefine binge-watching bliss, funneling fortunes into original content that promised to blend heart-pounding drama with cultural authenticity. Yet, within months, a trio of seismic personal scandals involving A-list talents, Kim Soo Hyun, Jung Woo Sung, and Park Na Rae, has unraveled this meticulously woven tapestry, leaving behind a trail of postponed dreams and fractured fan loyalties. It's a poignant reminder of how fragile fame truly is, where one unguarded moment can eclipse years of polished performances, evoking a mix of sympathy for the fallen and a wary fascination with the industry's relentless scrutiny. What if the very stars engineered to illuminate the screen suddenly cast long, inescapable shadows over the productions they were meant to elevate? Take Kim Soo Hyun, the chameleon-like actor whose tearful confessions in hits like Queen of Tears had audiences worldwide clutching their remotes in emotional surrender. His entanglement and allegations tied to the late Kim Sae-ron, who tragically passed away in February 2025, ignited a firestorm that no public relations firewall could contain. Accusations surfaced, claiming a relationship when she was underage, bolstered by forensic analysis of purported 2018 text messages released by her representatives, while Soo Hyun's camp vehemently denied them as fabrications, even pointing fingers at AI-generated deepfakes in military letters that mysteriously emerged. Fans, ever the devoted vanguard, rallied with a fact-checking webpage in December, dissecting timelines and evidence with forensic zeal that rivaled any courtroom drama. But the damage rippled outward, halting the buzz around his flagship Disney Plus venture, Knockoff, a sly black comedy tracing a hapless office drone's improbable ascent from the ashes of the 1997 Asian financial crisis to a counterfeit empire mogul. Season 1 wrapped filming amid high hopes for a first-half 2025 debut, with Season 2's lavish budget already greenlit and cameras rolling, only for production to screech to a halt in April as the controversy peaked. One can't help but feel a twinge of sorrow for the creative souls pouring their passion into those sets, now idling in limbo, their meticulously crafted scenes gathering digital dust. The series, envisioned as a satirical nod to Korea's economic rebirth and the shadowy underbelly of global knockoffs, vanished from Disney Plus's official slate, a glaring omission in the second-half lineup announcement that spoke volumes without uttering a word. It's heartbreaking, really, to witness such ingenuity sidelined, not by creative droughts, but by the cruel arithmetic of public outrage, where the line between private indiscretion and professional peril blurs into oblivion. Could the ghosts of historical injustices, scripted for the silver screen, find themselves haunted by the very real specters of modern-day reckonings? Enter Jung Woo Sung, the brooding icon whose silver fox charisma has anchored blockbusters from Beat to Ashura, now navigating the choppy waters of personal revelation with a stoic grace that only amplifies the intrigue. In a bombshell that rippled through tabloids in late 2024 and crescendoed into 2025, he acknowledged fathering a child out of wedlock with model Moon Ga-bi, a disclosure that shattered the porcelain ideal of Korea's traditional family unit and sparked national debates on legitimacy, love, and societal judgment. By August, reports confirmed he'd registered a quiet marriage with a longtime, non-celebrity partner, a move that quelled some whispers, but couldn't fully mute the echoes of controversy. His first public appearance post-revelation at a Hong Kong event in November was a masterclass in measured silence, his poised demeanor a silent plea for space amid the frenzy. Yet, true to his resilient spirit, Woo Sung re-emerged in advertising campaigns by September, his face gracing billboards as if to reclaim the narrative on his terms. This backdrop of vulnerability lends an almost poetic irony to his debut OTT lead in Disney Plus's Made in Korea, a gritty 1970s thriller where he embodies a ruthless power broker. By day, a shadowy KCIA agent. By night, a greed-fueled tycoon pulling strings in the corridors of nascent corporate might. Locked in a visceral clash with Hyun Bin's unyielding prosecutor, the series, co-starring the luminous Cho Yo-jung, delves into the era's raw confrontations between integrity and avarice, with promotional stills already teasing blood-soaked standoffs and moral quagmires. Slated for a December 24th premiere, 2 episodes to kick off the holiday haze, followed by staggered drops through early January 2026. It's been renewed for a second season before the ink on the first could dry, a testament to Disney Plus's bullish bet on its narrative bite. There's something profoundly human in watching Woo Sung channel this turmoil on screen. It stirs a quiet admiration for his ability to transmute personal storms into artistic fuel, even as industry whispers warn of a brewing boycott that could freeze the project midstream. One feels the weight of it all, the exhilarating promise of historical depth clashing against the precarious tightrope of contemporary cancel culture, where every frame risks being overshadowed by off-screen headlines. In the realm of laughter's fragile alchemy, where one ill-timed punchline can summon storms instead of smiles, lies a cautionary tale of how even variety's queens can tumble from their thrones. Park Na Rae, the effervescent force who turned self-deprecating wit into a national treasure on shows like I Live Alone and Amazing Saturday, found her empire of mirth crumbling under allegations that cut deeper than any scripted jest. By early December 2025, 2 former managers leveled charges of workplace abuse, claims of verbal tirades, discriminatory treatment, and exploitative demands that painted a stark contrast to her on-air persona of relatable warmth. Compounding the blow, whispers of illegal medical procedures surfaced. Consultations with an unlicensed injection auntie for dubious enhancements, a scandal that Dispatch unearthed with unflinching detail. Na Rae's response, a swift announcement of indefinite hiatus on December 8th, came laced with apologies and vows of resolution. Yet her ex-managers fired back, denying any olive branch and vowing to press criminal complaints that now entangle her in police probes. Networks reacted with surgical precision. Episodes scrubbed of her presence, broadcasts paused, and productions shelved, transforming her from ubiquitous icon to a spectral absence in the variety landscape she once dominated. It's a gut-wrenching pivot, evoking a cocktail of empathy for the pressures of perpetual performance and a sobering reflection on power's corrosive edge in entertainment's pressure cooker. For Disney Plus, whose variety slate had hitherto danced unscathed through the drama deluge, this marks an unwelcome incursion, as Na Rae's stalled projects, once buoyant counterpoints to their heavier fare, now join the casualty list, forcing producers into uncharted territory of image triage and ethical tightropes. When the dominoes of celebrity folly begin to topple, do they spare no corner of the kingdom, dragging even the mightiest fortresses into the fray? Disney Plus Korea, which stormed the OTT arena in 2021 with a war chest aimed at eclipsing Netflix's regional stranglehold, poured hundreds of millions into Korean originals, betting big on star-driven sagas that fused universal themes with hyper-local flavor. Titles like Snowdrop and Big Bet had already carved niches, but 2025's blueprint, brimming with tentpoles like Knockoff and Made in Korea, envisioned outright domination, complete with crossover appeal to global subscribers craving K-wave authenticity. Yet this cascade of crises, unfolding in rapid-fire succession from spring's underage dating uproar to autumn's paternity confessions and winter's abuse indictments, has inflicted wounds that bleed far beyond individual resumes. High-profile freezes aren't mere scheduling hiccups. They're seismic shocks rippling through supply chains of creativity, where halted shoots idle crews of hundreds, from cinematographers to costume artisans, all while budgets balloon unchecked. Investor jitters are palpable, with stock tickers flinching at every headline, as the platform's aura of unassailable innovation frays under the glare of ethical lapses. Advertising allies, those lifeblood sponsors who once clamored for prime placement, now hedge with clauses and contingencies, their brand guardians eyeing associations like hawks spotting carrion. Globally, the fallout taints the wellspring of trust. Subscribers in Seoul's cafes or LA's living rooms pause mid-scroll, pondering if the next must-watch harbors hidden pitfalls. There's an undercurrent of melancholy here, a lament for the lost innocence of escapism, where viewers once sought solace in stories only to confront mirrors of real-world messiness. Yet, amid the rubble, glimmers of resilience emerge. Disney Plus's steadfast silence on privacy matters, a diplomatic tightrope walk that honors the human behind the headline, even as production teams convene in war rooms, weighing the moral calculus of proceeding with tainted talent. Picture the Korean public's pulse quickening, not with excitement for premiere dates, but with a collective exhale of disillusionment toward the gatekeepers of glamour. Could international titans like Disney Plus truly vet their muses, or are they unwitting pawns in fame's capricious game? The nation's sentiment, honed by years of swift backlash against perceived moral missteps, has turned forensic, with online forums dissecting artist selections as if auditing corporate ledgers. From the 2019 Burning Sun debacle to more recent tempests, Korea's entertainment ecosystem thrives on a hair-trigger ethos. One flaw, amplified by social media's echo chambers, can summon boycotts that boycott entire franchises. For Disney Plus, this manifests as a strategic vertigo. Their 2025 playbook, once a symphony of synchronized releases, now a staccato of deferrals, with Knockoff's indefinite limbo a stark emblem of caution's cost. Sponsors circle like wary sharks, demanding assurances that their logos won't adjacency scandal, while the platform's variety ventures, long bastions of light-hearted levity, grapple with Na Rae's void, scrambling for edits that feel less like fixes and more like erasures. It's profoundly unsettling, this exposure of vulnerabilities. One senses the quiet outrage of a culture that reveres its stars as near deities, only to dethrone them with the fervor of betrayed faithful. The scandals, clustered toward year's end like storm clouds over the Han River, underscore a darker undercurrent in K-Ent, the relentless grind that fosters isolation, where personal lives become collateral in the pursuit of perfection, leaving even Variety's jesters to bear the brunt of unchecked ambition. As the curtain threatens to crash down on these beleaguered blockbusters, might the true villains be not the stars themselves, but the invisible architects of an industry that equates vulnerability with volatility? High-stakes gambles like Made in Korea, with its evocative plunge into 1970s Korea's cauldron of corruption, where upright prosecutors duel shadowy manipulators amid the hum of emerging conglomerates, carry the weight of historical heft, enriched by Woo Sung's layered portrayal of duality. Promotional reels, unveiled in November, pulse with tension, rain-slicked alleys echoing with gunfire, boardrooms thick with whispered betrayals, all set against the backdrop of a nation forging its economic phoenix from post-war rubble. The December 24th rollout, defying the odds with its holiday-timed drop, feels like a defiant middle finger to fate, bolstered by the swift Season 2 renewal that signals unshakable faith in its serialized sorcery. Hyunbin's steely resolve opposite Woo Sung's enigmatic menace promises a chess match of wits and wills, laced with Cho Yo-jung's nuanced intrigue, crafting a narrative that transcends mere thriller tropes to probe the eternal dance between power and principle. Yet, hovering like an uninvited specter is the specter of renewed scrutiny. Observers murmur of potential backlash waves, where Woo Sung's off-screen saga could eclipse the on-screen symphony, turning premiere hype into protest fodder. This tension evokes a bittersweet thrill, the allure of art born from adversity, tempered by the fear that one ill-fated tweet could unravel the reel. For Disney Plus, it's a high-wire act sans net, their cautious commentary on privacy a shield that buys time, but not absolution, as teams deliberate in shadowed conference rooms, recast, reshoot, or ride out the tempest. Beneath the neon veneer of Seoul's skyline, where dreams are scripted and scandals unspool in real time, emerges a sobering truth. In the OTT Coliseum, star power isn't a crown, but a curse that can topple empires overnight. Park Na Rae's descent, from the variety circuit's undisputed empress, her infectious energy fueling marathons of hilarity on platforms that once felt eternally buoyant, to a figure of quiet introspection, mirrors the precarious perch of all who chase the spotlight. Her hiatus, announced amid a whirlwind of legal filings and media mea culpas, has cascaded into a domino effect. Episodes retroactively muted, collaborations curtailed, and a once vibrant schedule reduced to echoes. The illegal medical angle, involving unlicensed tweaks that veer perilously close to quackery, adds a layer of visceral discomfort, highlighting the beauty industry's toxic undercurrents, where perfection's pursuit flirts with peril. Producers, thrust into crisis mode, navigate uncharted ethical mazes, balancing contractual oaths with reputational roulette, while Na Rae's camp insists on misunderstandings resolved, a phrase that rings hollow against the manager's unyielding retorts. One can't suppress a pang of compassion for her, the comedian who lampooned her own quirks to forge connections, now ensnared in a narrative far crueler than any sketch. For Disney Plus, whose foray into lighter fare was meant to diversify their dramatic dominance, this intrusion feels like salt in an open wound, underscoring how no genre is immune when personal tempests brew. It's a humbling spectacle, stirring reflections on the humanity we demand from our entertainers. Flawless facades masking the messy mosaic of life, while the platform's broader ambitions hang in the balance, their high-budget blueprints now etched with question marks. What happens when the architects of tomorrow's entertainment awaken to find their foundations cracked by yesterday's secrets? Can trust, once shattered, be reassembled with the precision of a K-drama plot twist? Disney Plus Korea's Odyssey, from plucky upstart to scandal-scarred survivor, encapsulates the double-edged sword of global expansion. Immense rewards shadowed by cultural landmines. Their investment spree, hundreds of millions USD funneled into originals that spotlight Korea's narrative alchemy, had positioned them as the OTT vanguard, luring talents with visions of borderless acclaim. Yet, the trifecta of turmoil has exacted a toll in the tens of millions, with idled productions hemorrhaging funds on standby crews and renegotiated deals, while global audiences, attuned to K-content's moral undertones, cast sidelong glances at the curator's choices. Investor confidence, that ethereal elixir of market might, wavers as quarterly reports loom, with partners probing for safeguards against adjacency risks. The Korean populace, ever vigilant stewards of their cultural exports, levels pointed queries at these foreign interlopers. How rigorous the vetting? How attuned to the nation's zero tolerance for ethical slips? Public opinion, amplified through viral threads and petition drives, like those urging knockoffs recasting, pulses with a mix of protectiveness and pique, viewing international platforms as both saviors and interlopers in the sacred K-ent sanctum. There's a profound unease in this scrutiny, a feeling akin to watching a family heirloom handled by unfamiliar hands. It breeds wariness, yes, but also a call for evolution, towards selections that honor depth over dazzle, resilience over reputation alone. For the platform, the crux isn't fiscal fortitude or tech wizardry, but the alchemy of rebuilding rapport, a quest that demands transparency's light to pierce scandal's fog. In the quiet aftermath of these tempests, as winter's chill settles over production lots and press rooms alike, one wonders if this crucible might forge a stronger alloy for future forays, or merely scar the survivors with caution's chains. The Cascades chronology, from Soo Hyun's springtime siege through Woo Sung's autumn admissions to Na Rae's December deluge, paints a portrait of vulnerability's velocity. Private lapses exploding into public reckonings with the speed of a viral clip. Disney Plus's reticence, a vow of non-interference in stars' sanctums, earns nods of respect, yet invites critiques of complicity, as teams huddle over dilemmas that pit artistic integrity against audience ire. Sponsors, those pragmatic patrons, maintain vigilant vigils, their contingencies a silent symphony of skepticism. Once hailed as the fresh face in Korea's content coliseum, Disney Plus now confronts a mirror reflecting not just delays, but a deeper disquiet. The perils of star-centric strategies in an era where authenticity trumps artifice. Backlash's blade, honed by Korea's cultural forge, slices swiftly. Edits as eviscerations, cancellations as condemnations, disrupting 2025's grand designs and casting long doubts over horizons like Made in Korea's Yuletide launch. It's a narrative laced with irony, evoking a reluctant awe at the industry's self-policing ferocity, where one misstep can destabilize ecosystems built on billions. Yet, herein lies a spark of hope. These upheavals expose not fatal flaws, but fertile ground for reform. Vetting that delves deeper, narratives that embrace nuance, and a discourse that distinguishes human error from habitual harm. As the year wanes, with knockoff adrift in postponement sea and Na Rae's variety void echoing hollow, Disney Plus stands at a crossroads, their survival hinging not on scripts or stars, but on the delicate art of mending mended trust. Envision the ripple effects extending beyond Seoul studios to the global tapestry of K-culture consumption. Does a single platform's stumble signal systemic shakes, or merely a momentary monsoon in entertainment's eternal cycle? The scandal's spotlight has illuminated K-Ent's harsher contours, a realm where celebrity is currency, yet its devaluation comes swift and severe, from brand severances to fan-based fractures. Soo Hyun's saga, intertwined with Se-ron's poignant legacy, has spurred legal labyrinths, suits and countersuits unfolding like a meta-mystery, while his agency's AI denials add layers of tech-tinged intrigue to the mix. Woo Sung's path, from paternity's public unveiling to marital registry's quiet affirmation, has ignited dialogues on evolving family norms, with figures like former gender ministers decrying derogatory labels for his son, framing it as a broader bid for societal empathy. Na Rae's narrative, steeped in power dynamics poison, echoes wider reckonings in workplace wellness, her former aide's testimonies a clarion call for equity in the arts. For Disney Plus, these aren't isolated incidents, but interconnected indictments, challenging their pivot from Hollywood hegemony to harmonious hybridization with local lore. Their variety incursions, once playful pivots amid drama's dominance, now bear the brunt, with Na Rae's excision a stark reminder that levity's license is revocable. Public discourse, ever the industry's unyielding jury, probes the selection sieve. Why these vessels for our stories, and at what vigilance cost? The answer, perhaps, lies in adaptation's embrace, fostering diverse voices, fortifying ethical frameworks, and scripting comebacks that celebrate redemption's arc. It's invigorating, in a way, this forced introspection. It stirs a hopeful hum, suggesting that from these fractures, a more fortified, fairer firmament might rise, where trust isn't just rebuilt, but reimagined. As December's dusk drapes the peninsula in contemplative quiet, with Made in Korea's markers set defiantly against the din, one ponders the phoenix potential in these flames. Could Disney Plus emerge not diminished, but deepened by the ordeal? The series' 1970s milieu, a powder keg of political intrigue and personal vendettas, resonates uncannily with today's tempests. Hyun Bin's prosecutorial purity clashing against Woo Sung's Machiavellian mask, all woven with threads of greed's grip on governance. Trailers tease a visceral voyage, neon-lit nights birthing betrayals, alliances forged in fire only to fracture in frost, promising 6 taut episodes that hook from the Hearthside premiere. Its preemptive Season 2 nod underscores a narrative nerve that scandals can't sever, a vote of confidence in storytelling supremacy over stardom's shine. Yet, the undercurrent of unease persists. Woo Sung's resumed rhythm, press poise in Hong Kong, at allure in autumn, belies the boycotts brewing, where fans' fervor could flip to fury. Across the board, the disruptions delineate a domino dread. Knockoff's shelved splendor, a counterfeit chronicle curtailed. Na Rae's narrative nadir, variety's vivacity veiled. Disney Plus's decorum, privacy's pact upheld, earns ethical accolades amid the fray, even as fiscal phantoms loom, losses lapping at ledgers in the hundreds of millions. The Korean zeitgeist, attuned to atonement's arc, watches with wary wisdom, their queries on curation a catalyst for change. There's a tender tenacity in this tableau, evoking empathy for the embroiled and admiration for the arena's adaptability. In the end, survival's secret isn't evasion, but engagement, reweaving the web with wisdom gleaned from the wreck, ensuring that tomorrow's tales triumph over today's trials. And so, as 2025 bows out in bittersweet blaze, Disney Plus Korea teeters toward transformation, their odyssey a testament to entertainment's enduring, if ever evolving, enchantment.